The original intent with where Insight One grew out of was an initiative here at the University of Alberta between a variety of different faculties and departments, medicine, rehab med, arts, looking at like a certificate program, looking at the areas of health humanities. And it was quickly realized that was a really valid, valuable, and interesting area, but that would also take, as many things do, creating something new like that takes years. And two of the original contributors to that meeting, Sadler, Takach, and Pamela, Brett-MacLean, were really excited about it and wanted to capitalize on that and move it right away. And that was really the impetus for Insight One. I came on board then, and the three of us curated that first exhibition and the publication from there. And to sort of expedite that and control that, in Insight One we were really interested in looking at where design and health humanities met and merged or overlapped in some level in relation to the University of Alberta. So in Insight One, everybody who contributed to it, 32 submitters or 32 contributors, were related to the U of A in somehow. There were graduate students here, professors, ex-students. They had some physical connection to the University of Alberta. In Insight Two, we were really interested in expanding that. It's quite an international show. There's still a very strong University of Alberta presence within here, from graduate students to professors to staff, but it's also highly international. We have pieces from Finland, America, Asia, South America, all over within there. Yeah, we had quite a few submissions. So we had, I mean, that's always your worry or your scare when you launch something. What if you get nothing, or what if you get hardly anything? But we had a plethora of work. We had tons of work to select from. And that's really interesting because, as you said, you cover so many kind of disciplines and areas and interests. In one way, that's great because you hit up all these sort of targets or different areas. But in other ways, it's really challenging because it's quite odd. And so it becomes interesting where many of these people usually I think feel that they're almost working alone because they're interested in this intersection of design, health humanities, community, and usually they're kind of the only person like that in their area or in their university or in their practice. And so in one way it's quite interesting where, you know, that all of this has some sort of key to it. But it has been challenging to sort of try and establish sort of the ideas of communicating what something like health humanities is, and also then the role that design could play into that community and things like that. So it's been challenging, but we had great amount of work submitted and then a great selection from that. I like to think it always comes back to when we meet, when the curators met, the three of us met to sort of go through all the initial submissions and going from there. I like to think always at the forefront is the strength of the work, whatever format it is. Is this integral to our call? You know, we had numerous pieces that were really great pieces, really interesting, but for instance didn't really articulate community, or at least in their sort of submissions they weren't able to. And in some that was really challenging because, you know, we were really trying to put community at the heart of all of these pieces. I think we always come back to the strength, the interest of those pieces, and then secondary from that then does come into, personally I think it becomes a really rich environment to have, you know, everything from quite traditional poster sort of pieces to video pieces to experimental interactive sort of pieces to pieces that you would see easily in an art gallery to other pieces within there. But I think that's always secondary to the quality of the piece. I'd much rather have 36 pieces that have immense quality and share, you know, that theme than just a whole range of different types of work just to have different types of work. I think what that means is, or the way that we approach it here, at least at the University of Alberta, is the idea that we're really interested in designing not only for people, but with people. That at the center of that is always the notion that there is somebody who uses. And I think there's a very traditional idea of the designer as an expert, or you give me your problem and I will design you something and show you the end result. And I think we take a very different approach where we're really interested in working with people and facilitating through that and coming together with that. And it can be quite a messy kind of approach, but a very rich approach as well.